Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we'll be going through the BBL SuperCoach news and injury update, especially as we pull ever closer to the start of the BBL season. It is only just over 6 days away, so there will be a decent amount of content flowing out for the next couple of days in the lead up to the season, giving you the last updates as we head into the first lockout, only just over 6 days time. But before we jump into it, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's jump into this. So as you can see here up on screen, we're going to go team by team and then just sort of filter through some injury updates. Obviously, we know some of the availabilities. I've also got the Honeyball one up here that will give us a generalized one as well. So we'll just go team by team. Now, Adelaide don't actually have a specified sort of guy out with a specific injury, or I don't even think they have any guy out specifically except for the Aussie guys that is away on some other unavailability. So let's just go through the availability calendar. This is one that's a really good one just to easily check off which players. And as you can see, the two Adelaide Strikers boys in Carey and Head are unavailable. And then you've got some others. This one's a little bit late, obviously. But yeah, you'll see Head and Carey there. And then you've also got for any other ones, there isn't really anything. But these guys should be back for the BBL anyway. And then in that of Chris Lynn, you would expect. And then ILT 20 as well only really impacts the likes of Payne, Ferguson, and Curran. And Tim David, we should be seeing return when he comes back. As you can see, he'll cut his ILT 20 short for BBL 15. And so, yeah. We expect the others to be back when their season finishes just after the new year. But that is Adelaide Strikers, a really easy one, and we basically just disregard them in general. That's why I haven't really been keeping an eye on them. So there may be a minor injury here or there for other guys, but given that they really have that round 7 or 8 double, they become very, very negligible in terms of starting squad anyway. No one really has any of them. If we go by coach's choice here, it will probably help us out a little bit. As you can see, coach's choice and then by highest price. Matt Short's still very highly owned, but everyone else is basically in no one's team. 16% for Jamie Overton, and then zeros across the board. Pretty much, if we just go here, 10% for Chris Lynn, and then yeah, you can see not many people own them because they're not going to be needed. Then we get to Brisbane Heat. This one is a big watch in the next 6 days because as you can see, I only own one Brisbane Heat player in Xavier Bartlett at the moment. I'm under the pretense that I think the likes of Michael Neser is probably pushed ahead of Doggett in terms of being that spare Aussie bowler at the moment. Obviously, if Hazel was fit, Michael Neser would be the obvious value pick in the BBL because he wouldn't be in the squad for Australia. But now that Hazelwood's still unfit, we do expect him to not play in the next test, which is on the 17th, which is 3 or 4 days after the start of the BBL. So that does suck about that alignment in timing. But we expect Michael Neser to at least make the squad, which, that'll be a little bit annoying that he's not going to probably be released, I don't think, which could see him not be useful in the BBL. So I'm under the assumption now, or at least under the theory, that I will be trading into him rather than starting him, even though he was basically a lock 3 weeks ago. Just the updating news on Josh Hazelwood and his lack of injury progression, I would say, from or healing, has really said, or at least that fresh injury of the Achilles has really meant that I think Nice is going to stick around with the squad there for them. And then I don't think they have much. I say I don't think they have much else, but I can tell you that that's not true. If we go highest price, you'll see Spencer Johnson ruled out of the tournament. They have not announced a backup bowler yet that they're going to pick up. but they, as in formally announced the player, but they said that they will pick a replacement player closer to their the start of the BBL campaign on the 15th. So expect that to happen. And then also expect with the likes of Callum Vidler, I don't know if he's officially confirmed out of the BBL, but I think it's going to run tight of him actually getting a game. So that means that their bowling attack is, or their bowling lineup currently of players available is Ollie Patterson, Jack Wildermuth, Matt Kuhneman, Xavier Bartlett's going to be available. So that's 4 bowlers, and Shane Sharafridi. So 5 bowlers plus some all-rounders, more batting all-rounders. So they're very, very light. I expect them to pick someone up. I just don't know who they'll pick up. It'll probably be some state bowler that hasn't got exactly a contract as of yet. But I don't know who is the best state bowlers without a contract, to be completely honest with you. They'll probably pick up one of their Queensland Shield players, to be completely honest with you. But that is the likes of the Brisbane Heat. Then we get to Hobart Hurricanes, and the big one for Hobart is obviously, and I just want to think, no one from Adelaide or... Oh, you're joking. I've just realized Adelaide. The one player I really like for Adelaide is Hassan Ali, and most likely he's going to be impacted by the BBL his availability by the Pakistan tour. Obviously, Hobart don't have any Pakistanis, which is a good thing, because they have that Sri Lankan tour in the middle of the season. So that's just annoying. But Mitch Owen should be fit. We've seen on track, which is good. And they also, in the last couple of days, have added Jackson Bird, which is good. After he was pulled out, subbed out with a hamstring on day 1 of a Shield clash. So he should be fine, which is really good. And then aside from them, Bo Webster, I expect to be kept around the squad as the or the held over batter for Australia, just in case. Obviously, with the concussion sub, they can sub players out. So they still do need quality players there. Jake Weatherald's going to stick around, obviously, as the opener. Don't expect Matt Renshaw or anyone else to get over the top of him. And then the only other guy is the likes of Rian Ahmed, which if I had actually released that video a couple of days ago with the filmed on the Thursday before the Mark Steckity, before like 3 other news things came to light in the last like 40 minutes after I recorded that, you would have seen that I had been talking about this article. We haven't really had any other update on Rian Ahmed other than that they expect him to be available, but we haven't for the BBL after he injured his hamstring playing in the England Lions versus England game before the Ashes started. And that's pretty much it for the likes of the Hobart Hurricanes. And then we get to the Melbourne Renegades, and this pretty much nullifies any impact or any usefulness of the likes of Mohammad Rizwan. As we know, where is it? This one here, this tab. They are going to play a T20 series from the 7th through to the 11th against Sri Lanka, and we know that Rizwan will be the keeper for that side, or it should at least be the keeper for that side, if that is the case. And let me just actually duplicate this to show you the dates for that, because this because it's annoying. But let's just go through. Hopefully this has more than round 1. Okay, it's gonna look like I'm gonna have to try and do it this way. Let's just go through here and see if I can do it. Doesn't want to do it that way. Okay. Then we go through and we look at, why is this being so annoying? We look at round 7 here, and you'll see that Melbourne Renegades have the double in round 8, which starts on the 12th and ends on the 15th. Now, that 12th is effectively like the 11th for Pakistan, so he's not going to play that one, and I doubt he'd be back in time to play the double anyway, and he'd be leaving on the round 7 at least, if not round 6. So as you can see here, he'd be leaving. He plays on the 7th anyway for both. So yeah, I expect them to leave in like round 5, which will impact the Sydney Sixers double in round 6. So we'll have to be on the ball for that one there. But as you can see with that, the Melbourne Renegades kind of lose their number 1 pick in the middle of the series, which is really, really poor timing. And then we get to the Melbourne Stars. And one of the reasons that I redid this whole analysis is because of the likes of Mark Steckity. That's Will Salzman. We've already heard this 1,000 times that he's going to be out injured for the BBL because of the hamstring injury. But then we get Mark Steckity ruled out for the season with a hamstring injury as well. And yeah, he is, and they haven't announced a replacement player yet, but they will probably in due course. So will be interesting to see where they go with that one. A couple of teams obviously needing a replacement player. So we'll see about that for the Stars. But they don't have anyone returning late, I don't think. And obviously they're going to have Harris Ralph miss those round probably 5, 6, and 7. I'm pretty sure on the double. So he's probably going to miss that double in round 5. Let's just look at this here. You'll see round 5, the second. He's probably, I would hazard a guess, going to miss this game here. So that means that double for that secondary double for the Stars, a lot of us, you're almost going to have to think about Harris Ralph's availability for after post round 2 into round 3, his availability for round 5, and looking at that on the day that we get in between there. So that'll be what day? That'll be on Boxing Day. In the Christmas period, those couple days around Christmas, we'll be hunting around for his availability, because that'll be critical. If he's missing games, you'll want other guys there instead. And I don't think anyone else for the Melbourne Stars is actually out yet. And then for the Perth Scorchers, I don't think they've got anyone other than obviously David Payne missing, because he's going to be playing the ILT20. And I don't think they have any Pakistani players for that T20 series. So that means that they're fine there as well. And then we get to the Sydney Sixers, and one that I kind of wish hadn't had the update that we got, pretty much, that all but confirms he's not going to be playing for in the round 1, is the likes of the Sean Abbott. And I posted this about it here. As you can see here, Sean Abbott having a bat, but only bowled off a few paces, and that's not a good sign, given that we can also look at Sean Abbott here. Sean Abbott, and we can look at that the Sean Abbott bowling, Hazelwood and Cummins is probably going to be the one that this one here, I think this one here is probably going to be the one that we want. No, it's going to be a little bit later than that, but yeah, you can see here, I think these are going to be the ones here that we want, that show that they were all bowling in the nets. And it looks like that Hazelwood and Cummins haven't really progressed. Hazelwood and Abbott haven't progressed. Obviously, Cummins will play the third test match, which will have the ripple effect on Nisa and Doggett. But yeah, that's not the news that we necessarily wanted to see, that he's still bowling off a few paces, showing that he hasn't really made that next leap up, which is not a good sign a week out from the BBL starting. And then we get to the Sydney Thunder, and they have obviously got Ravichandran Ashwin out. That's been known for the last month that he wouldn't play after surgery to his knee, which sucks, because that would have been so fun to see. But it does obviously open up opportunities for Shadab Khan, which we haven't seen any update with him on his recovery yet that I can see from anything in the last couple of days. But he should be fine. And then obviously they have announced as well Reece Topley as an international replacement player for the likes of Ravi Ashwin, which will just strengthen their bowling lineup, especially their fast bowling stocks. Means that the likes of Nathan McAndrew probably has a big chance of missing out, if not Wes Agar. And so will be interesting to see which avenue we go down for their double. We just got to probably leave a little bit of cash in the bank there to make those maneuvers the best options, because you've got Wildermuth and Nathan McAndrew potentially as cheapies, and then we're still going to be wanting guys like Chris Green and guys like Shayan Charafredi. If you're not starting them and matching that with like Bartlett's, the Sams, the Shadab Khans, etc., that most of us will probably start on our bench in prep for round 2. But anyway, that pretty much is the update video, the news video there for BBL from what I can gather so far. If you guys did enjoy that video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and I will see you guys soon for another BBL video. Bye guys.